Hey, y'all. Welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Every Wednesday at 8:30, man. Go over there, tell a friend and tell a friend so we can get this thing bumping and jumping over there, man. Y'all gonna realize, y'all gonna really love this tonight. Tonight is the night, like Betty Wright say. That we got to do this work on ourselves, man. This is called shadow work, man. Shadow work is definitely big for me. And what I say that because I used to always let my triggers get the best of me. I used to always find myself into confrontations with people that don't even matter. Mm-hmm. And now, since I've been doing the shadow work, if I do get out of line, I'll pull myself back in real quick, start realizing those triggers that I used to get mad about, or that I did get, somebody did, piss me off about. I started to watch them. I started to looking at the behaviors, looking at my habits, looking at the things that I didn't really need, that didn't serve me any longer. If it doesn't help me grow, I don't need it in my life. So that's what this shadow work is. It's the process of exploring and integrating the parts of yourself that you often suppress, that you often deny, that you tell yourself, hey, man, this is not what I'm used. This is not me. Oh, I ain't going to do that, So you have to realize, start participating and working on that part of yourself to where you keep on denying. Now, I'm not like that. If 18 people told you your mouth is what gets you in trouble, 18 people ain't lying, man. You got to pretty much look at the truth. And a lot of people don't like to accept the truth. If somebody tells you that's close to you over and over again, say, man, you keep doing this right here every time and you keep denying it, that means you need to do shadow work on that part of yourself. But you have to be honest with yourself. And a lot of people can't be honest with themselves these days because social media has become their go-to, their getaway, their scapegoat. Oh, well, they said on social media, this, and this. And it's like, these people are going through their own journey. Your journey is not their journey. So quit putting yourself in their shoes. You might hear something that resonates with you and you say, oh, that makes sense to me. But you can't put that into the universe like that's yours. Because the universe has something different for you. But you have to do the shadow work to get to it. To get to it. What they say, you have to go through it to grow through it. You can only grow through it if you go through it. So if you start trying to say, man, that's not me, and I'm not going to do that, and this who I am, and what this is, that means you will never grow. And you will never get to a real bag. You will get to what they want you to have. Oh, that was a bar. That's 16. Oh, I need to go and write that down.
For real.
But yeah, man, that's what we doing tonight. That's what we talking about tonight, man. We talking about some shadow work, man, some self-confidence, some self-confidence builders, some patient builders, and all of that, man. So, man, we got the panel. Everybody's going to be here. You got the chef. He's still cooking, but he'll be here in a little bit. But, we got me and Mike going to start this thing off right. That's what we do. So, Mike, tell me a little something, man, what you got going on tonight.
Well, man, I was thinking, you ever seen the videos I saw on Facebook one time? There was these little kids, and the parents, I guess, was filming them running from their shadows. It was hilarious because they're running, some of them crying, they just going into a rage because they can't get away from the shadow. Wherever they went, the shadow was there. And in boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, shadow boxing is a part of the training. That's like an everyday activity. And shadow boxing is like you're fighting an imaginary opponent. Or you could say you're fighting yourself. That's your imaginary opponent.
Exactly.
Well, the shadow work is basically a meeting in the middle between the two. Because in some cases, you're running from things, so you're running from your shadow. And then the other side, you fighting those shadows, you fighting those demons that you got hidden when you decide you want to change your life and do something different. So that being said, the shadow work is like it's a psychological and so to say a spiritual practice of focusing on and exploring or integrating your shadow, which is your self. It's the dark side of yourself, which in most cases would be your subconscious. And most of us know that our paradigm is developed from childhood. It's like from the womb until you're around 7 years old. All this stuff is building up. Now, some things we go through and experience and we remember. Some things we decide we want to forget and we just don't
Mhm.
think about it. And a lot of times, basically, we're just hiding it from ourselves rather than hiding it from others. But in our relationships, we let our emotions get the best of us, or different things can happen, and we react to it in a way that we really shouldn't, and we don't know why. But doing the shadow work will help you figure out what's hidden back there, what it is that's bothering you, that's making you sabotage relationships or sabotage your own success because you
Mhm.
don't know it's actually there. That's what the shadow work is about. And that's what we're talking about tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely that, because you have a lot of people who hide behind the titles. They
Yeah.
hide behind their money. They hide behind the name brand clothes. And
Yep.
they subdue the unmet person, man. They thinking that in their mind, this is who I am. And it's like whole time, that's not who you are. That's the
Right.
outfit that you wear. That's a name brand that you wear. That's your boss calling you the superintendent, but you're still not meeting the needs of who you truly are. Your value that you bring has to be equivalent to helping somebody else succeed.
Mm.
Because if you're not bringing value to a situation, a relationship, you're not bringing value to a partnership or a business partnership. If you're not bringing value, what good are you to this community of people that you're trying to do business with or that you're trying to grow and build with? You can't sit back and say, "Hey, this is what I deserve because I'm woman." No, no, that's not how it goes. When you're dealing with somebody who's building an empire, you call yourself in a partnership. You guys should be trying to figure out the end goal of the partnership. How
Mhm.
do we get to a point to where we're both successful? We don't have to work. We don't have to do anything. You have to do the shadow work. You have to work on that part of yourself that triggers you. You have to work on the part of yourself that makes you angry. Oh, I don't like when you do that. Say it in a calm manner.
Right.
Do it anyway. But don't get so upset to where you sabotage the relationship of your business partner or your mate, because that right
Right.
there is definitely what will do that for you. So I got some ways to some benefits of shadow work, man. Some benefits of shadow work where you can better
Mhm.
regulate your emotions, man. These are some things that's gonna, help you, less triggers to where you can see these things in the fruition. You can see it before it happens now because you did the work. Healing from your past traumas. We don't realize how much trauma we have within us because we're able to smile, because we're able to tell a joke. You know how many people subdue their pain through laughter? Kevin Hart made a
Yeah.
special, Laugh at My Pain. It was
Mhm.
painful for him growing up, but he was on stage giving therapy to himself because he had everyone helping him laugh at his pain. It's not fun growing up in the sixth grade. I mean, growing up in the inner city in the sixth grade and your daddy don't got no drawers on with his sweatpants, coming to class, drunk, talking loud. That's embarrassing as a child. So Kevin Hart made a joke about it. Okay, we're gonna laugh about this now, but that was disturbing for him for so many years. So that's what we mean by doing the shadow work. That's just an example of something that you can
Yeah.
realize that people go through. Famous people grow through it. Everybody who's successful, they having to grow through it. They had to fail to grow through it. because we think failure is the end all end all. Failure is your way to succeed. Now you know how not to do it. So that's why we do the shadow work. So we'll learn how not to repeat past mistakes. Reflecting.
Yes.
That's another thing. So that's a couple of them right there. But strong relationships, since your project less unto other, that you project less to stronger relationships, since you project
Mhm.
less onto others, man. These are benefits of shadow work. So some personal growth and deeper sense of wholeness. These are some things that can help you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah. And there's also what greater emotional resilience and balance, increased creativity and self-expression, and just a deeper sense of wholeness. Of
Mm-hmm.
it's like you are one person. You know that movie Jerry Maguire where the dude comes in and say, "Oh, you complete me." Well, when
Yeah.
you do the shadow work, you complete yourself. Of
Right.
those things that you've been running from, now you can incorporate it because like I said a lot of times, those demons that I got within, they're just asleep. They're not dead, so they
Right.
can reawaken at any time. So that means that the shadow work, has to be constant because if you stop the work, it's easy to slip back into old habits. And
For real.
so you can't stop doing the work once you start it. And then you jump right to the benefits, but the purpose of it. What do you get from shadow work? Self awareness. You
Mm-hmm.
uncover hidden patterns that drive your actions and reactions. So now you know why you're reacting because you start evaluating, reflecting, and saying, oh, well, somebody does this, I react this way.
Right.
Why is that? Also, healing. So you process old wounds and traumas of limiting beliefs that are stored in the subconscious mind. And see, the subconscious will have you acting on autopilot. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be conscious about what's going on because if you're not, being on autopilot can wreck your whole life.
Oh yeah.
And integration. There's also integration to accept and reclaim the disowned parts of yourself, turning them into your strengths rather than a
Mm-hmm.
source of shame.
Mm-hmm.
And then authenticity, just being yourself to live more fully and honestly rather than being ruled by suppressed emotions or subconscious impulses. See, there's a whole lot more to shadow work than what people think. 'Cause the first time I heard about it, I'm like, all right, it can't be too serious. But as usual, once I start researching,
That rabbit hole.
that rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper. All the hidden information comes to light.
Yeah.
So it's actually a good thing. And then we have
Yeah.
the methods of shadow work. But I'll let you get into getting started on some of that.
Some what? What is that? The methods?
Yeah,
Some
methods of
practices.
shadow work. Right.
Yeah. Some little practices that we do. I do a lot of journaling, man. Like I tell you all the time, I have these tablets, man. I get them when their school starts. So I go to the dollar store. They just $1, $2 at the dollar store that
Hmm.
I'm always writing stuff down. I write down the things that I don't like about me. I write down the things I don't like about people that surround me. And I just,
Hmm.
later in life, I ask these questions simply, not in rage, not in anger, not mad, but I ask the questions because this is what's going to help me stop my triggers to where I'm not a slave to my habits. I'm not a slave to these patterns or these thoughts that I have. And this is what's going to help me get to a better me. So I do a little journaling all the time, pretty much every day. I self-reflect at the end of each day and ask myself, what did I do to bring value to somebody today? What did I do to make somebody smile? What did I do to help somebody through an issue or a situation that they're growing through? So that's
Right.
why I say we always have to do our best to be of value to the people that we're around. If If we're not going to be of value, what's the purpose of us being with this person or around this person? Mr. Silhouette.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So these are the things, these are some of the things that's going to help you, self-reflection questions you might ask yourself. What qualities in others annoy me the most and why?
Mm, yes.
You know, you got to ask yourself these type of questions to get to the root. Like I always say, you got a lot of people, they always want to know person's favorite color. Hey, what movie you like? And that's nothing compared to what you could be asking that person. Say, man, how much trauma have you been through as a child? And did you work on that trauma? How much baggage are you really carrying? Because you have a lot of stuff that you really need to know about somebody that you really like, and y'all dating for months at a time, and y'all still haven't gotten to the root questions. Y'all haven't gotten to the real nitty gritty of why y'all there, but y'all just enjoying that honeymoon stage. Everything is funny. Hell, we going places, we doing things, but ain't nobody slowed down enough to say, hey man, as a child, what was your worst fears, or what was you really going through as a child? Did you have a great childhood? Your mother hug you a lot? Did you had to fend for yourself a lot growing up? What was that about? Because you're going to find people who had to do cooking, cleaning at 10 years old for their sisters and brothers. Don't open the door. That was my mother's motto. She worked 2 jobs. She would tell us in a minute, after 5, don't answer the door for nobody. Before 5, it's either one of us coming in or going out. But after I go to work, y'all better not answer that door for nobody. I don't care who knocking. So we still have that trauma of, I'm having to raise myself. I ain't really have a good childhood, or I ain't, which I did. I had a great childhood. I'm just saying. These are some of the things that some people go through, you know. But brother man, we talking about some of the qualities or some practices that can help us with this shadow work.
Oh yeah, especially unlocking because, like you were saying earlier, um, people. Oh, how can I put it? Just frankly, you think that you know someone until something happens because they're not doing the shadow work. So with that being said, it's like, okay, yeah, everything is fun and games in the beginning, but as soon as something goes wrong, then it's like you don't know what to do. You have breakups, you have people getting divorced behind that stuff. So I mean, just finding out what triggers the person, the traits, the personalities, just the aspect of it. Some people go to therapy for like months and even years to try and find out, what's going on, how things could have been prevented. So
This is true.
yeah.
Going to therapy, that's one of the ways to find out, or that's one of the things that you can work through
Hmm.
to get through the shadow work. But the thing is, going to therapy, you might as well do the shadow work yourself before you get to therapy.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
all the therapist is going to tell you is, I'm here to help you find the problem. So basically, you're doing the work anyway. You just
Yeah.
paying them to listen to you talk. And they're going to ask you the questions that you can be standing in the mirror asking yourself and not having to pay for it.
Right.
But that's not to put down therapy because some people really need therapy. And I just don't trust therapists. So that's just my way of looking at therapists, psychiatrists. I'm not all that gung ho about. But I can see the value in it for some people. But like another thing as far as the shadow work, doing the work, meditation and mindfulness, like observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment and to see what arises beneath the surface. These are
Oh yeah.
ways to get started on the work before you go see a therapist.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. And that's
And then
another
you get,
thing.
yeah,
We
you
have to
got your
ask
inner,
ourselves, we just basically, man, we asking ourselves questions, man.
Hmm.
So
yeah,
you basically become your own therapist.
Yeah.
exactly. They're
Really.
going to do the same thing. They're going to ask you questions. Now, there is a point. that I found out in shadow work where you may actually need to go see a therapist. Because if you start hitting on topics where it's starting to trigger you, or you asking yourself these questions, and these things are triggering a reaction. I mean, even to where you breaking down crying. Now, there's some kind of trauma that you're starting to touch on that's probably really deep that you may not even remember. And with those things, you actually need to go talk to somebody who's used to trauma therapy and stuff like that, because there are different ways or different subjects that you may not be able to work through on your own. And
Mhm.
like I say, I'm not big on therapists, but that doesn't mean the therapists are not good when they're actually needed.
Have you
Right.
ever been to therapy?
Every time I came off a mission in the army, every single time, and I
Yeah,
couldn't stand none of them.
I wouldn't trust them therapists either, brother. Them
No,
some yeah, they were that's just like, when we learn more, I feel like this, when we learn, the more we do pay attention to ourselves, man. The
yeah,
more we do look within and see where we're getting this information from. Where does the root of the information come from? You'll start finding yourself being resentful to the people that gave you the information,
Right.
or the people who sent you to go to the therapist. Like, man, why they send me to
right,
you? That's like if
right,
your teacher say, if your mama send you to a school that you don't like, you like, man, my
right,
mom want to go to that school, but then you got to go. This is what we moving to. Like, man. So you resent these type of things, but then you find a friend over there, but it's like, I didn't like that.
right. Still got to deal with the process. And
Yeah,
from what I've experienced, like I knew a bunch of people that were all going to college for to be psychiatrists and psychotherapists, and all of them, if you just sit and talk to them for a while, you see they got more problems than the average person. So
exactly.
why are they going to be? They going to school to be psychiatrists and therapists because they're trying to find out what's wrong with them. So how can you help me when you can't figure out what's wrong with you?
What
I'm
I
like, I can
learned,
ask the same questions.
what I learned in health and life coaching class, the coaches told us you can still help people while you're healing through your journey.
Hmm.
So
Right,
most psychiatrists, most therapists, that's what they're doing. But they said, well, might as well get paid for it. You just probably one of the people who realized what was going on and said, man, what you need help. But
right.
you know how many people will go in there and be like, man, I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put
Yeah,
y'all now in the patient's mind. Now they don't, oh, they going through what I'm going through. That's my person.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
not
Like
not seeing
getting
like, bro, you need some more help. You're a
more than
therapist.
me.
Like,
Right,
your
but you
turn to
got
get
the
on the
people who are
couch.
so distraught that they don't even realize that this person really needs help too.
Right. But see, that's where personal development comes in real handy because, like, I read a lot of self-help books, personal development, but I read a lot of books on psychology, and I guess that's what actually helped me to see that when I'm talking to a therapist, like coming off the mission, talking to these, and they're asking me questions, and I'm like, well, what would you do? And then all of a sudden they start talking about themselves, and I'm like, well, shoot, you seem like you need a psychiatrist more than I do. So I'm like, what am I coming to you for? I'm only going because I have to. After that, won't see me in the office again.
I told
But
you last time I've been in therapy, and I was in college, and that's because I wanted to go see a sex therapist for a sex addiction. And
then you end
once
up
I smashed up,
sick.
because she told me it was all in the mind, I'm like,
Yep. Not
I put all
anymore, it
of them in the
ain't.
same boat.
Not anymore.
You
It's
broke
not in the
me.
mind anymore. Lay down on that couch, therapist. Let me show you what I'm in here for.
Yep.
Mm. But I mean, journaling, meditation, mirror work, spiritual practices,
Mm.
go have an ayahuasca.
I feel like,
Like just go out there. Yeah,
yeah, I feel like we all need that spiritual work, man.
yeah.
Because see, a
Yeah.
lot of us was raised in church, and
Mhm.
that's we were taught religious work. We wasn't taught how to be spiritual with ourselves.
Right.
And I think
Absolutely.
if we was really big on more spirituality than religion, I feel like we'll be united more. We'll be able to come closer together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you got so many people who feel like, oh, my religion better than yours. Oh, we this and we this. Like, oh, I'm Pentecostal, I'm Baptist, and I'm Catholic. I'm like, bro, what difference does it make? You serving God or you not? What you
Hmm.
doing? You gang banging in church?
Yeah, that's hey, the
Yep.
And
disciples were
that's
gang members. I could
that's
put it I could put it like that.
that's
Because I mean,
Pastor was the pimp and the dope man back in the day.
yeah. And I mean, I know meditation helped me a lot. And people ask me all the time, like, why Buddhism? Like, because they really don't want to get into that conversation with me.
Right.
But I realized that I knew I was there when my business partner shorted me like right at $9,000, and I was just like, you know what, it's cool, because the old me, yeah.
Right.
But it's like the new revised me is like, you know what, it's only money. I regret losing the time because I can't get time back. I can make money, but it's the time. That's what I narrowed it down to. And it's like, even when I see them up to this day, it's like no hard feelings. I just
Right.
know, it's like when somebody show you their true colors, don't repaint the canvas, right? So
Uh-huh.
that's pretty much what it was. I was just like, man, all right.
And I like a lot of these back when I ain't gonna say right now, but I know back when we was growing up, it was cool to write a rhyme about what you was going through. It was
Mhm.
cool to write a rhyme about your environment before it became to the point of drugs and crack and killing and drug, gang banging and all that. It was cool to write. That was part of the shadow work. See, that's what they was teaching us. The
Right.
KRS Ones and the Queen Latifah. They was teaching us about these type of things. They was teaching us X Clan, who we were, the brand Nubians. They were teaching us who we were
Hmm.
as people. What continents we come from, where it originated, and all of this. So a lot of times you do have to learn the source.
Mhm.
If you have an issue, if you have a problem that you can't figure out, find a root word in there, and then you start from there and build off of that. So if you say, man, you're a procrastinator, and you really say, oh, I know what procrastinating means, well, start to look up other words that go similar to procrastinate. So
Right.
that way you can go deeper down another rabbit hole to where you can really see yourself
Mhm.
in that time of like, why do I do this though? What is the reasoning for me procrastinating?
Right.
That's where shadow work gets you. That shadow work will get you out of so many positions and predicaments. Um, I find myself just going in silence, man. I don't want no TV on. I don't want no radio, no nothing. I just sit in the room in the dark and put all my thoughts like, why do this keep happening to me? How do I mirror something different to where I don't have to go through this again? And I come up with answers. I heard Mike Epps say on the show the other day, he was like, go with your first mind. Forget that second thought. Them guessing, all that, man, you think I should go with it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, go with your first mind. That way, you're gonna say, hey, I did make the mistake. I knew it could either be a hit or miss, y'all.
Mhm.
It's like the
Right.
lottery, picking the lottery numbers. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and write that number, now I don't think I should do that number. You should have went with the first number. You like, man, I knew it was gonna hit.
Hmm. Yep. It's true.
But we have to be more creative in our expressions, man. We have to. I really believe looking up new words every day or at least twice a week. Try to find you something new to read. find you at least 10 pages a day. You don't have to read the whole book. Just read at least 5 pages. If you can read 5 pages out of a book every day, you'll find yourself not these fictional books, y'all. We talking about non-fictional books that's
Right.
gonna help you. We ain't talking about something that's Cat Jack in the Hat and Cat in the Hat. No, we ain't talking about that. We talking about some beneficial books, man, that's gonna really move the needle and where you really want to go in your life, you know. Because a lot of people feel like, man, I got a good job. I'm straight. I ain't got to do nothing. We good. You know, it's like then you find out like we don't need you tomorrow. Well, damn, what you mean you don't need me tomorrow? Hey, man, I've been here for 10 years. Yeah, but today is your last day. And now you like, what do I do? If you find these skills within yourself, dig within yourself, find them skills out, pull them skills out. And if you don't do nothing but a little bit of that when you get off of work, you'll find yourself in a. I got some more. Oh, I'm gonna send y'all this. I'm gonna send y'all these new information, players. I got y'all, man. I got you. We got some dividend stocks that's gonna make you some money, Mike. I got
you. And don't forget.
Nah, I'm texting him. As soon as I was looking at it before the show, and you say Alejandro with the laughing. Yeah, I know he gonna forget it. Yeah, you been sending me stuff for 2 weeks ago, man. Come on, work on that, Keith. Work on that, Keith.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a busy man, so I can forgive you on this count.
All right.
At least I know you're busy.
Thank you.
You're working hard on yourself, so we just get forgotten, fall on the wayside.
We're working hard on these people be bothering me talking about they don't like something. All right, you don't like it, you better go over there and get you some more paint and touch it up yourself.
Yep. What you mean you don't like it?
Funny stuff,
you pick it?
Huh?
Say they don't like it, but didn't they pick it?
That right there. Yeah. That type of stuff I be going. The foolery I be going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, some examples, y'all, what y'all can do. Like these prompts that they give us, they said, when do I feel jealous and what does it reveal about what I want? That's another thing. You find people who say they're not jealous. But then when you look up the word and you get to the root word, and then it's like, well, damn. It's like conversational narcissist. Didn't know who I was until I heard it last week.
You are.
So y'all gotta do the research now. Really want you something out of life. You know, don't say I'm finna go to the gym and then you never go. It don't make sense.
Right. Don't complain either. If you ain't gonna get up
Definitely
and do something.
You better not complain.
I done heard that so much. Man, out here, I need to lose weight. Okay, well, let's go work out. Nah, I don't feel like my back hurts.
Yeah, not today, my back hurt.
Yeah. But then, remember the show The Biggest Loser?
Yeah.
I was with a woman, she always complained about her weight. And I never cared for reality shows. But I would watch The Biggest Loser. Now she talking about The Biggest Loser sitting and eating a bowl of popcorn. I'm like, shoot, we got a treadmill here, an exercise bike there, all facing the TV. You could be watching the show, riding the bike, getting your workout in, but no, you want to sit there, feet up, eating popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, don't complain to me.
The show ended up ending because they were giving those people caffeine pills. They advised them to take drugs and everything to lose the weight. Because a lot of those people that lost their weight, they gained it all back.
Right.
And a lot of them ended up dying. So it's like,
man,
sad situation. But on the bright side, in 2026, they're looking at making 400,000 Charlie Kirk silver dollars.
Oh, get out of here, man.
Yeah. Saw it on the news.
Well, America just don't get it, do they?
No.
I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking. Yeah, I am. Fuck Charlie Kirk. Man. The hell he ever do for me?
Mike. Say the thing.
What he ever do for me? I can take him or leave him. I can care less.
Man, Charlie Kirk was more racist than y'all think Donald Trump is, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And it's just a shame how we glorify in America so many. Oh, you know why you taking the statues down? Because it's a history, brother. You know, he mad because we taking statues of slave owners down. It
Yeah.
lets you know what type of mindset you got. And that's what people don't realize when you get these politics that we just bring into office and we don't even study their history. We don't care nothing. Oh, he's a better candidate. He's black. He this or he that. It's like, bro, you ain't studied that man's history. You don't know his traumas. You don't know what he going through, what he went through. We don't know what kind of mindset that they have. They sit up there and play with y'all in y'all face, but then you gonna let this dude who sleep with you play with you in your face. But you'll let your rights be taken by somebody playing in your face.
Yep. That's the crazy thing.
So what? And then you got to ask yourself too, man. Like, what part of myself do I hide from others out of fear of judgment? I don't want to be judged, so let me not do this. You know, just like Mike said, man, I ain't gonna say that. Then he thought about it. Yes, I am, man. I don't even like this dude, you know. So these are things that we have to start breaking ourselves of, like holding our tongues when you know it should be said. If it should be said, find a way to put the words together that you can say it without offending the other person. But we do have to start allowing ourselves to be more extroverted than introverted on certain situations. Now, you can be introvert on your private life, on your work, you know, your private, you know, whatever it is that you want to keep private. But when you're holding your tongue, that means you're building up more frustration inside of yourself. You're not speaking out. You're not releasing what you should be saying.
Yeah, that's
Say what it is you say. And that's why me and my children, we have a great dialogue with each other because, hey, man, y'all can say what y'all want to say about me. I know who I was growing up. I know what I wasn't doing for y'all growing up. Y'all wanted time. I thought here goes some money. Go that way. You know? So it's like we have to realize that outside voice of somebody who loves you, somebody who's involved with you. When they speak about you, they don't mean it in a bad way. It's just the way that that this is something that needs to be said because we keep going through the same thing.
Right.
Your spouse will tell you over and over again, bro, you do not let the toilet seat down. What is your problem with this seat?
Should have been growing up in my household when I was a kid. I got slapped upside the head so many times. What? And I'm the only dude, so can't say that one of my sisters did it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that was actually number 6 for me. 9 signs you've done your shadow work. You can laugh at yourself. You're not easily offended. You can see and appreciate multiple perspectives. You're aware of the negative traits without being ashamed of them. You're aware of your negative emotions without being ashamed of them. You're assertive without being rude. You're assertive without being passive aggressive. You're comfort and setbacks, you know, with courage and poise. And you also recognize the beauty of yourself and everyone.
Oh, yeah. The people that surround you anyway, you know, because we don't realize how much that we pick up on the people they're closest to us. We pick up on their habits without even trying.
Right.
It's like you run into a Spanish person, all of a sudden you trying to speak Spanish. Or you
Are you trying to speak with a little accent?
Yeah,
the potato, I want a taco, like
yeah.
You want to what?
You ain't never when you start speaking Spanglish. What's going on, man? But that's what that is, though. You know, that's us picking up these bad habits or habits. I ain't gonna call them bad, but we pick up habits that we don't even intend to.
Right.
Just because we're in the environment and we collect information, but we collect a lot of information we don't guard at the gate. Like Mike was saying earlier, you got to guard the gate, man. Guard what comes in, guard what comes out. That way you can find yourself in better positions because you're not just blurting anything. If it come up, it coming out. You know, now we got to guard it. We got to put the shadow work on it to where we can say, hey, no, That's what triggered that person the last time. That's what made them mad the last time. So I can't say it like that this time, but I'm gonna say it. But I'm just not gonna say it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Just figure out a better way.
Let me figure out a better way to put the words so that I can, get them to get it, let the point be across. And then it say, who triggers me the most? And what part of me are they mirroring? Who triggers me the most and what part are they mirroring? Because like I just said, we pick up habits, we mirror each other without even realizing. We do the things that are unconscious, our subconscious mind is winning at because we are on autopilot. You get up every morning, you know you got to be to work at a certain time, you know you got to brush your teeth, you know you got to wash your face. You autopilot. Some people get up and drive the same routine, the route to work every day.
Every
This is
day.
the fastest route. When they could have just stayed on the highway and saved themselves 5 minutes in that traffic. But they done went through zigzagging 15 other ways, stopped at 14 red lights, but this was the fastest way, just because it wasn't traffic.
Right. So you ever been driving? I think I asked y'all this once before, but you driving and you sort of just lose track. All of a sudden, you done gone about 5 miles or so and don't even realize. Like, damn, I don't even remember passing this, or I don't remember that.
Shit, I did that the other day. Me and my partner, we was sitting up there talking. I was just riding, and I done missed it 2 by 2, 3 exits up. I say, man, we supposed to be on 183rd. Maybe turn around. And I done went all the way, almost back to a whole nother county, and just talking and riding. Man, they paying attention.
Hey, I've done that just driving by myself, just in my thoughts. But that's being on autopilot because you've done it so many times. You just going, you ain't speeding, you ain't running lights or nothing, but your mind is somewhere else, and your body, your subconscious is taking you where you gotta go.
Yeah,
That's about the best example. That it ain't. I guess you could say it's dangerous, but you still obeying all the traffic laws. You ain't getting no tickets, but it's not a good way to go through life.
Yeah, I want to say
Sometimes you
this
just
too, man.
gotta be intentional.
I want to say this too. When we doing this shadow work, you have to remember, man, it could bring up some painful memories and some emotions that you don't want to, that might put you back into a discomfort place. So it's not for you to not do it. It's just for you to move gently and seek support if it feels overwhelming. Seek that friend that you can say, hey man, I'm up here doing this best of myself, trying to work on myself the best as I can. But hey man, I went through a tough time this one time. I just need an ear right now. I don't need you to say nothing. I just need you to listen. But you have to tell people that because some people feel like you need advice.
Right.
And it's like when you give somebody who's going through some trauma advice, you don't realize what they're going through, man. Unless you've been through the same exact thing, and then you really can't speak on that because they're gonna handle it different than you handle it because you were given 2 different DNAs. Your DNAs are not the same, so your ancestors might have been warriors. That person's ancestors might have been clown gestures, so they can't take it the same.
Right.
So we do have to realize a lot of us out here, we need somebody to talk to, but we don't need the advice either. We just need that to get that out. I find myself talking to God more than I talk to people because I'm realizing more and more people are always going to pass this information on to somebody else.
Right.
That's the way it's been in their life because there are people who like to gossip, But I'm always going to ask myself, what part of me is being rejected back? And what does this say about something I'm suppressing in myself? So we have to ask ourselves a lot of questions. This basically, shadow work is questioning yourself, man.
Yeah. Constant.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
what y'all can do. So these are some exercises. Oh yeah. Journaling, trigger journals. You got a trigger journal.
Mm-hmm.
Write your trigger journal down. It says,
Yeah.
write down
Trigger
situations or
tracking.
people that trigger you strongly. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody come around and you always know y'all finna get into it, write down what the anger, write down what's angry, what makes you angry about that person, what makes you irritated about that person, what irritates you about that person, or are you jealous of this person, or are you envious of this person in some way that you don't want to tell nobody, or that you may not even see. So we do have to do our trigger journals, and then
Yep.
you ask all these questions. Ask them what part of me is being rejected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the mirror work. Now this is the big one right here for me. This is what I always told you. I like the Michael Jackson song, man. The
Mm-hmm.
mirror work is when you stand in front of the mirror and you look into your own eyes and you say, I see you. I accept all of you, even the parts that you hide.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking to yourself. So that way you can start to be like, you know, what parts do I hide? People, it's a lot of people can't look at themselves in the mirror, bro.
Right.
I've seen people look in the mirror and just look away because they don't like the person that they see. They might be dressed in nice clothes, but then when they look in their own eyes,
Can't take
they
it.
know the guilt, they know the shame, they know the hidden embarrassments. They know these type of things. So that's why when you hide stuff from the world, you hide it from yourself. You have to work on that by yourself and with yourself,
Yeah.
because eventually it might cause hair loss, might cause the overweight, stress, overweight. You know, it might cause things that you don't want to happen in your life, but you're not working on it. So you're going to continue to have these issues.
Mike, is that it? The hair loss
Which
part?
one?
The hair loss.
Ah, my hair loss came from women.
Oh.
Ooh, wee,
Stressing.
boy.
All this shit here.
Oh, man. No, Mike.
I don't do that no more. That's why I shave the rest of it off. Cause
You
I
might
look
get
good with a
you
bald.
you might get your hair back, man. Now you got a stress-free life.
That's wishful thinking, but man, I'm good with being bald. I like it the way it is. I ain't got to worry about it no more.
You ain't got to worry about it.
Nope, no more. Yo, and also another thing is a dialogue with the shadow is one that we have mentioned. And this is where you write a question to your shadow, like, "Why do you make me feel jealous?" And then you
Mm,
answer that question as the shadow. This is going to help you get to a lot of to bring up a lot of things that you might have suppressed because
right.
now you seriously having a dialogue with yourself
Mhm.
about the things
Mhm.
that you ignore or you push to the side and don't want to think about, don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Then you can write the answers.
People may think it's
And
funny, but you should like you should have conversations with yourself because I know personally, like mentally, I have a whole board. I have a CEO. I have the jewelry. I literally sit up there and try and like, make things make sense or put myself in the other person's shoes. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I avoid like a lot of trauma. Cause I really hate talking to people. I really hate talking to um I don't want to call them ignorant, uh uninformed people. I really hate it.
I was
Because
reading your mind. I was thinking you
it,
don't
it
like
gives
other
you a
people.
headache. It's like they it makes sense to them, so that's probably why they're
Hmm.
single. But I just don't like it. I can't do it. My battery drains really fast.
Definitely got to find out the things in the people that drains you.
Yeah, that
It's like when
repetitive
you
conversations.
Right.
Avoid it.
Huh?
Yeah, you leave them
And avoid
conversations
those
that you
people.
feel heavy, that feel like you just got through fighting. It's
Hmm.
like I don't even want to talk to you no more.
Yeah.
Why I get so tired when you come around?
What after we
Before they
talk,
even
I'm
open
just
their mouth, you already know.
Yeah.
man, I'm parched.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Like I done just
Hey,
got through running a marathon talking to you.
Mhm.
yo.
But that inner
Yep.
child, man, we do have a lot of like I was speaking about a while ago, the inner child, man. The child who had to raise themselves. The
Mm-hmm.
child who got picked on, who got bullied in school, Um, the child who was molested, and
Yep.
they replay these images in their head, man, growing up, and they don't feel alive. They don't feel like they're bright. It's feel like their light is not shining. So it's like we
Right.
we have a lot of inner child things that we really need to focus, that we really need to address with ourselves, because you can't go to everybody about your past traumas, because everybody's
No.
not for your greater benefit. And like I say, a lot of people like to gossip, so
Mhm.
definitely can't tell everybody about what you went through, what you grew through.
No.
But you do need to ask yourself, what do I need right now from that inner child? What I didn't have, what I didn't get that I did crave back then? How can I get it right now? And what was it? First of all, identify it, and then find out how can I give it to myself right now? It's like it goes back to what I was saying. When you look in the mirror, you just tell yourself, man, I see you, and I accept all of that, all of you. So even the parts that I hide, I gotta realize that I gotta still ask myself, what did I crave growing up that I didn't receive? And how can I make that better right now? How can I get it
Right.
right now? That's some more inner child stuff. And what else they said? Well, it says write down what comes up in your mind and give your inner child comfort.
Mhm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that just write it down, what you didn't, and then you tell yourself, I got you, you know, because your inner child is still you.
Yeah.
It should be anyway. But a lot of
Yeah.
us lose that because we had responsibilities growing up as a child.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. And I mean, some of us had to grow up fast, depending on, what path you chose or how you was raised. Because you have 10-year-olds that can make a complete meal at the same time, babysit their 5-year-old brother or sister, and probably can go to the store with a note from the mom saying, you know, this my
Right.
baby, or this Miss Jones, give him a pack of Cool Filter Kings.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't do it no more, but they used to.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure did.
I was one. I had
go
to go
bring this
get
to
them.
Brenda. Like, shit, okay.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah,
There's
definitely
also
that.
dream analysis. Like Carl
Huh?
Jung, the guy who there's a thing called dream analysis.
Okay.
Like the guy who created this form, the one who came up with this subject of the shadow as a
Yeah.
subconscious as being the shadow. His name is Carl Jung or Carl Jung,
Mm-hmm.
Jung.
Mm-hmm.
And he believed the shadow shows up in dreams as threatening figures, monsters, or strangers. And it said when you have these kind of dreams, to keep a dream journal and you look for reoccurring symbols or people who feel negative or intimidating. And then you ask, what part of me could this represent?
Yeah.
Then there's also the creative expression. And the creative expression, that's where a lot of rap came from. Like you were saying earlier, when they were talking about things going on in their lives. And what it's saying is that you use creativity as a way to express whatever's being hidden deep inside of you. Like you paint, you draw, you dance, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't worry about the skills or even write poetry. But it's not about the skill, it's about the expression. So you're not even looking to be perfect at it. You just do whatever you feel. You're just doing it.
Right.
And that's probably why Da Vinci became so famous. Going through stuff and just doing it.
Right.
After he died, look, made millions.
Yep. Yep. And I believe that this creative part of us, you know, it reduces the shame that we feel like we're gonna have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like you like, are they gonna like it? It's like going to the Apollo. Man, you
Hmm.
think they're gonna clap for me? You got to go to Apollo. You got to be ready. So
Yeah.
when you feeling that, like it takes the shame away. When you become more creative, when you find out more about yourself, I feel like you can be shameless. You ain't gonna be
Right.
shameful no more. And then it's gonna build an understanding to where you're gonna be like, okay, I know this or I know that. I was on Tammy Faye's call. She does a call Monday through Thursday about spiritual call, uplifting calls in the morning, every rising about 10 o'clock Eastern time. So it's just about 30 minutes to an hour. Depends on how good it gets. But the thing was called, the theme this today was called shift. And that was a big thing because we all have to do a shift in our lives at one point. If you
Yeah.
stay in first gear, you're gonna run that clutch, you're gonna run that transmission out. That transmission gonna be bad. But if you shift them gears, and shift them back down. I don't know if a lot of people don't probably remember the stick shift. They don't even know what a stick shift car is anymore.
Right.
I learned how to
Right.
drive the stick shift by stealing.
Shit.
Tearing that clutch up. I'm just tearing
Yo.
that clutch up. But we do have to shift, man, and do more reflecting than remembering, because I realized that me remembering and then talking to people who always remember, that it brings about either a good time or a bad time. It's like, damn, man, I don't even want to remember that no more. But you reflect from it, you like say, man, that was this happened, but at the same time, this what came out of it. This made me work harder. This made me understand that death is this part of life that I just have to deal with.
Right.
I can't cry to death. I can't cry at death every time somebody's gets unalive, because I know in my mind that's a trigger to me. So I know this is not what I'm going to be crying about. Might feel some type of way about their absence, but I ain't gonna cry no more because I done cried already.
Right.
I can't keep crying every time somebody die. That's insanity.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like each person passes. I can feel, but I can't cry unless it's my children or my mom or my dad. Well, I ain't even cry with my dad, but my mom, I think I shedded a tear about one day. I gave about an hour. Then I was
Yeah.
back to the normal.
It's
'Cause I
like that
didn't.
tribe in Africa.
Yeah.
Like every time a family member dies, like the women of the tribe, they cut off one of their fingers, like one of the digits. And I mean, when they run out of fingers, they start chipping up parts of their ear. Like,
What?
oh yeah, you know those tribes. They anytime you cut your lip purposely and put a plate in that motherfucker, like no, I'm done. Oh, it's sexy.
Mm.
No, that means I could just eat out your mouth. That's all that means to me.
Ah,
But
yeah.
nah, they do that.
Yeah.
It's
Say, man, shadow work, y'all. That's what we're gonna say. Shadow work is something major, man. We all should do the shadow work, man. That's all I can tell you. And it's been another great show, but do the shadow work. All I'm gonna say is this right here. Don't don't get rid of the shadow work. do the shadow work, face it, write it down, what you don't like, you do like, and then just work on it, man. You know. Mr. Mike, I'm gonna let you take it over. What you got?
Well, let me hear some key tips for success before we go do the go out. And one of them is consistency matters more than duration. So even 5 minutes daily builds awareness. And approach yourself with curiosity and not judgment. And if emotions get heavy, pause, ground yourself, do some deep breathing, walk, or supportive conversation, and then get right back at it. And on the go out, I'm going to say shadow work is not about fighting your darkness, but about meeting it with courage. So the hidden parts of you can step into the light and make you whole.
Yeah, man. I like that.
Hey, I got my pen ready. Come on,
Got
Silhouette.
Uh, that's
it.
funny. Great show as always, but I just want to say until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and it's called fate, as well as what you deny and ignore, you delay, but what you accept and face, you conquer.
Hey, yeah, there it is.
Yes.
That's the truth,
Great.
Ruth. But y'all, man, it's been another great show, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Now, y'all go over there to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share, man. Until next week, man. Peace.
Face.
Peace.